Hi Jazz 4. In this video we're going to do a sort of half choreography, half improv project. So let me tell you about it. First you're gonna make up 8 different shapes or poses, okay? Make sure they're kind of jazzy. Yeah, we're doing jazz. So if I was going to make up a jazz pose, it could be like something like a pose you already know, or you can make up your own pose here, or it could be like back, could be all different levels here, I don't know, anything you want, okay? I'm gonna talk you through it. You're gonna do 8 different poses, and you have to remember each pose. Like you have to memorize pose number 1 is this. Pose number 2 is whatever it is. Because later, we're gonna improv in between the poses, and then I'm gonna say, all right, hit number 4. And you have to work your way into number 4, and you have to remember what number 4 was, okay? So go ahead and pick pose number 1 and try to really commit it to memory. If you can somehow connect the pose to the number 1, like if your arm is up, that's like a 1, right? You don't have to do that. You don't have to make your pose like the number, or you could if you want. But it's just a way to help you remember what to do. Okay, now make a new shape, number 2. All right? Sometimes it helps if they're very different from each other. Yeah, so different levels, different sides. Maybe some are just a pose, but some have like a leg or something. So make all the poses pretty different. Okay, pick pose number 3. And you know what would be fun? You could incorporate furniture that you have around you, as long as you're allowed to do that. Or as long as it's not gonna like slide out from under you. You could have a pose on your bed. You could have a shape on a stool or something. Okay, what was that, number 3? Okay, number 4. Yes, make a totally new pose or shape. Okay. All right, go back to number 1. What was number 1? And then number 2. What was number 2? And number 3. And number 4. Do it one more time. Go to number 1. Number 2. Number 3. And number 4. Now go to number 3. And number 2. And number 1. Okay. Hopefully you have those 4 poses committed to memory. And if you need a little bit more time to remember exactly what you did, then you can pause and come back, but I'm gonna keep going. All right, let's make up a new pose. Number 5. Okay. Make it something different. You could face a different direction. Yeah. And number 6. This time you could lean on something. You don't have to. Number 6. Okay, go back to number 5. And back to number 6. Back to number 5. And go to 4. And go to 3. And 2. And 1. And go to 2. And go to 5. and go to 6. Okay, again, pause it if you need a little more time to remember 1 through 6. Number 7, try to do something completely different. Remember, we're still doing jazz, so it should have jazz lines and angles. Nothing too soft, right? And let's come up with pose number 8, and this will be the last one. Number 8. Good. I assume it's good. I don't know. Go back to 7. And do 8 again. And 7. And 8. See if you can remember like the number and the pose kind of as one little unit in your brain. Okay, go to number 6. And let's do 5. And 4. 3. 2. 1. We're going to go through it one more time. Go to 2. 3. 4. And 5. 6. 7. 8. Okay. So we've got our poses. If you need more time to fully memorize them, then pause it. But now, we're going to turn on music, and you have to improv between the poses. You have to work your way between poses. So I do not, if this is pose number 1, and this is pose number 2, you're not gonna do just 1, 2, okay? You gotta do something between. The very minimum would be like reach and around and down, right? So you kind of gotta, whatever that straight path is, you gotta go away from that path to come back. So that's the very minimum. You could do more than that. If I'm here and then I gotta go to number 2, I could do a turn, and then a reach, and then a down. Okay? I think the more you do with it, the more fun it's gonna be. All right? So, I'm gonna put on a song, and then I'll call out the numbers, and we might go in order of 1 through 8. We might not, okay? So that's why it's really important to remember your pose. All right, let's get started. Here we go. All right, let's start with pose number 1. And work. Pose number 2. And dance. Pose number 3. And around. Dance. And shape number 4. And around. And 5. Work. You could turn. You could kick. And 6. And then work through it. 7. And let's hit number 8. And back to 7. And 6. 5. 4. 3. And 2. And 1. All right, we're going to change it up. Let's go pose number 4. And then keep dancing. All the way to number 7. number 5. And number 8. And number 2. Number 1. Number 4. Number 6. And number 8. This will be our last pose. Cool. I wish I could have watched you guys do that. I bet it was awesome. All right, that's it. Bye.